Heck, his second read wasn't there, but he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. The end result, 21 yards.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Takk McKinley able to record his 5th sack of the season. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here, because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. To throw is Rosen. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
8-yard line.
And the Steelers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
A quick throw complete by Rosen. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
They'll try and run it in with Bell. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They go for it on 4th and goal, but that winds up incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And on the opening drive of the ball game, the defense comes up with a goal line stand. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone.
Gain of 12. And the Dolphin first down.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. To throw is RG3. He's going to let this one go deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Brad McDougald. Not a good omen there His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory.
Bell, the ball carrier.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Takk McKinley in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. He'll get this underneath to Bell. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the first. That'll bring up fourth down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line.
Number 30.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Griffin. Completes it to Hardman. And he'll be out right at the 35. 27 yards there, a first down.
Complete to Nico.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 25 yards there on the catch and run. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Cook. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense has really thrown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Mills. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
By the Dolphins.
It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
He talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage. On second down now. It's Cook. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half.
3rd down.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
22-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And given the elements, this might have been what we would have expected, Charles. Scoreless into the second quarter. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Carl Nassib. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Rosen. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Now Rosen looking to throw. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And they will get the 1st down here as they move into field goal range as well, inside the 25. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And he's going to look that one in one-handed. What a catch for the touchdown.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Will Lutz on for the point after. This no good. Just his 2nd miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is.
Michael Dixon set to kick off.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And you know, certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number two, win your division. Number three, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number one.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. After the interception, here's Rosen. Airing this one out for Evans. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Intended for Mike Evans. Incomplete. Eric
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Carson. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Michael Dixon set to kick off.
This snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the second half. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And maybe time for this offense to really hit the reset button. They were shut out in the first half, but still, they're right in this game.
They certainly are. And what I like about it is that you actually continue to play. You know, you just find a way to make a few plays yourself, and you noted it. Right there on the border in this game, they're not that far off. Just got to find a play or two, and they could be very happy at that point.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Play action. Now Griffin. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
And it's
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. Now the Dolphins have tied it. Now they can take the lead with the extra point. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
They ran that one well. And not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Throwing on 2nd down. Rosen. On the left side, it's McDonald. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 37. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 37-yard line.
Check. Hey, alert, alert. Check 53. 6 man. Check curls, check curls, check curls. 80.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
53 to Mike. 53. Check 53.
And now it's Rosen looking. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
By
Kyler Fackrell coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down.
Mike 51. Mike 51. Hey, let's go.
Now Rosen. Airing this one out for Evans. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Dolphins will start their drive at the 20-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Coming right, this is Cook on the toss play.
Number 30.
There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Cook. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
It's a gain of 3, and it gets him the first. Now they'll throw it with Griffith. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
A third quarter now, a one-point game as they line up 2nd and 10.
They run the counter with Cook. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Griffin completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They run. Cook. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower. That front seven reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
The ball carried by the wide
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
First and goal.
They'll run for it with Cook. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. There's still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter. Just a one-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Field goals are going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 1.
Check 53, let's go defense. Let's go defense. Let's go. Here we go. Hatchet.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, watch it. Check.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
By E.J. Gaines.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
On third down, Rosen. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
11 yards there, first down. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. And if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice gain.
They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now he'll try to run with this. A quick throw complete into the flat out left. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 34-yard line.
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Griffin now off the bootleg. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. First down, here's the run with Cook.
Dalvin Cook.
Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. They run it again with Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down.
And that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
We'll see if they go back to base. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Evans once again the intended receiver. And it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. One final shot here for Rosen. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy.
Today's final score, Dolphins 14.
Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here. Coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for Miami, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll be at home next week